this is a ride that will go through the ages. This is a ride that helps take Silver Dollar City really to a different level of attraction and gives people from Chicago to Houston, from the East Coast to the West Coast, a reason to visit Silver Dollar City in Branson, Missouri. I've been here at Silver Dollar City for 27 years. I've seen lots of fun and exciting things happen in the streets of the city, from Thunderation, which opened in 1993, to this amazing world-class coaster, Time Traveler, that is the fastest, the steepest, and the tallest spinning coaster ever built on this planet. Several years ago, we placed in Silver Dollar City's strategic plan that in 2018 we would invest significantly in a new ride that would put Silver Dollar City into a different level of attraction. As time went on, we started thinking through what could that ride be. Our friends at Mock Ride started talking about this spinning coaster that they had created. So we flew out to Germany and we rode that prototype car on an existing ride at Europa Park. The spin was probably too aggressive for the riders here at Silver Dollar City. So we asked Mock to look at ways that they could control that spin. We went back, decided that was exactly what Silver Dollar City needed in 2018, and the rest is history. As we were planning the actual placement of Time Traveler, we're always looking at how we maximize the terrain for the benefit of the ride, but also how that specific location fits into the overall flow of the rest of the city. There is no flat terrain at Silver Dollar City. We are in the midst of the Ozark Mountains. There are over 200 footers that go 15 foot into the rock. That became quite a challenge, but guess what? Mission accomplished.
This is just a lot different than anything we've ever done because of the power coming into it, the electronics, the hydraulic pump and everything that's on the ride that runs the restraints and everything. And the cars are just so much bigger. When we went to Germany, there was 5 of us. We built the cars, we built the gondolas is the top part that spins. We spent a lot of time learning how to build those. As far as the shipping and getting the parts down here, you can tell that the ride's down in kind of a valley. I mean, it was a challenge getting them in here. It took us about 80 shipping containers to get it here. Being down in the hole and watching how big the ride is and it coming up piece by piece, it's pretty spectacular.
As we rode the prototype car in Germany, the contraption looks somewhat like a time-traveling machine, and thus Time Traveler was created. The storyline describes a gentleman who has a clock factory on the streets of Silver Dollar City, and with his daughter makes these clocks, and as you enter the queue line on the first floor, you see the clock factory. As you head on up to the second floor, you start recognizing that Charles Henry has dreams that are bigger than just making clocks. And then as you get up to the third floor, you see the actual time machine unveiled, and the machine does exactly what's behind us. It launches down the steepest drop of any spinning coaster ever built. It's a 90-degree spin. The spin starts immediately as you leave the station, and then you head into the 2 launches. You have 3 inversions, the fastest, the steepest, and the tallest spinning coaster ever created.
So one of the cool things in the Ozarks we get to do that other parks don't, the layout of the land is not flat, so that's why we get a 100-foot drop right out of the dock. So we get to do some pretty neat things with that. And it's gonna roll around, go inverted, it's gonna come across, it's gonna hit our first launch, it's gonna pause just for a second, and it's gonna take off. It's It's going to come out and go through the horseshoe, come around and get inverted again.
To get back up to the building, we had to have the second launch to pretty much eliminate a lift hill. Here comes the train over the launch and into the brake run. A lot of voltage comes through here, 1,000 volts DC. This is how many volts are waiting. Over 1,000 DC volts are waiting. And then as a train launches, you'll see this. And it's over that fast.
Every time you ride it, it's going to be a different ride. So you may be inverted here, spinning one way. The next time you may be spinning the other way. So each time it's going to be different. Then when you stop, you're going to spin. And when it comes off the launch and you go inverted again, you could be facing backwards, forwards, left to right. Don't matter. It's going to be different every time you ride it. Watching it come up from the ground up and then being able to get on it and ride it for the first time, it's a big accomplishment because everybody's put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into it. A lot of time, a lot of long days, long nights. So a lot of guys, when they got to ride it, it's like the final, man, look what we did. This ride's pretty cool because you can hear people cheering and hollering from the floors below you. It's just satisfying.
On my first ride, I was more than excited. I was anxious to know, did the control spin work? Was the spin enough that would still be thrilling but also acceptable for people of all ages, those visitors that visit Silver Dollar City? I have witnessed kids dragging parents on this ride. I've witnessed parents dragging grandparents on this ride, and vice versa. But what I love is when that train comes back in with those time machines, and there's this sense of accomplishment as a kid or a parent or a grandparent who thought, maybe I'm not going to be able to ride this ride, when they come back in and they had this incredible sense of adventure and they had a blast of a time. One of the great lines that came through the creative thinking is this phrase, dream big, do good. And it's a quote from our fictional character, Charles Henry. He believed that he could do things that were bigger and bolder, thus his creation of these time machines, but he also believed that he can make a difference in his community by contributing through his church, by supporting schools, by encouraging people who were doing great things. And so we took that fictional character, created this line, dream big, do good. What we hope is that when we open an attraction, when we tell a story here at Silver Dollar City, somehow something that we do will inspire a kid, a mom, a dad, a grandmother, a grandfather, so that something that would happen here would be a little deeper than just the fun of the day, but would also include going back home and making a difference in their community, not just dreaming, because sometimes the dreaming is kind of easy, but actually taking the initiative to do something that's different, something that's bolder, something that makes a difference for other people in their community.